legal, and luminary in this country, and he knows exactly that and the situation I wish we are right now, nobody knows how long it goes for. We've been talking even up to 2 days ago. We had a meeting, and almost everybody is coming back, but the way and manner in which it's been contemplated, I think it provides for any one of us to take the way we want to take it. But I don't think Kofa is only on to now, relinquishing power. And Kofa feels that he needs to be given the platform, to either generate himself or get a platform that then will make the people of this country to know what he stands for. But as we stand now, it has become a little bit prolonged, and the bit of information was filed to the Supreme Court about 2-3 weeks ago. To date, nobody knows where it stands. And we think that we need to work for the people of this country. I got elected by the people of stand up after several trials to do the people's work. And that's where the platform is working. Then I think it's imperative that I do that.
Okay.
That what we do, Clarence.
Final question. At this point, this may sound comical, but it's serious. Who do you recognize as the Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Who do I recognize? Is the president that the government says is the Speaker of the country?
Who is that president?
Who do you think it is?
What do you think?
You tell me.
You speak out. You are a member of that honorable body. I'm not.
I think my action and my communication speaks volume.
We want to get your voice.
So this is my voice, Clarence. I'm with the bloc that is working in this country, and with the bloc that is making determination as to where the country go politically, and with the bloc that is now being recognized internationally. That's where I am.
Headed by who as a speaker?
Headed by who is in Ghana.
Who is he?
And you tell me.
You know him.
Well, you do too.
He is your colleague.
All of them are my colleagues.
The two persons are in Ghana. Fonati Kofa is in Ghana. Rachel Kun is in Ghana. Whom are you referring to?
Well, today I've not seen communication from the Speaker of the Ghanaian Parliament, to attend the conference, to attend the event.
What does that mean?
We got to move forward. This country has to move forward.
But no, we're moving forward. We're moving forward. The reason why I call you, because I didn't want to speculate on that communication. So I call Honorable Thomas Romeo Quia, and he is speaking. But he just needed to be as clear as possible so we can move forward. Whom are you?
So because parents have not seen the communication that invited Speaker Kofa. I've not seen it. I had no idea at some point in time that he was to go to Ghana. He was invited. I didn't see that communication, so I can't speak to its authenticity. But I saw a communication from the Speaker of the Ghanaian Parliament inviting Rachel Kun and others. I did see that, so I'm speaking to what I saw. I can't speak what I didn't see.
But in that communication, the Ghanaian Parliament Speaker is referring to Rachel Kun as the Right Honorable Speaker. Do you agree with the Ghanaian Parliament Speaker that Rachel Kun is your Speaker?
I was not part of the decision that generated that invitation.
So who is the Speaker?
So get me right. I just said that then I didn't have the occasion of seeing and Speaker Kofa and invitation. I did see the one that came from the Ghanaian Speaker inviting Mokun as Speaker of the Liberian government to attend the inauguration of the new president.
The reason why I'm still asking you is you are referring to Fonati as the Speaker, but you were not invited. and you're referring to Rachel Kun as Honorable Rachel Kun. So then you have already left and you are gone on the majority side presided over by Rachel Kun. Why are you not clear as to who do you personally recognize as the speaker?
So let me straighten my discussion. I did not invite Rachel Kun, not invite Brandi Kofa. Communication that came to this country.
They will not draft speaker from Fonati Kofa Heno. He said Fonati Kofa now.
But I also say Rachel Kun too. Did you hear that?
Okay.
I said it calculatively.
Okay. Representative Kuya, thank you so much for talking to us. Interesting people in an interesting country. All right, Samuel Chuchu Dean will come in very shortly. Let me just take a few calls, maybe 3, 4, then we let it go. Our guest is coming in very shortly. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence, and good morning to the people of Liberia.
Good morning.
Amara,
go ahead quickly, brother.
Clarence, you just told me the last year.
I know, not really battering. He's an honorable man. I can't battle him. I just wanted the public to benefit something, that's all.
Well, the Lord, because I wanted to be clear to show that Jesus was the one.
No, the letter only man not denial. That one part forget it. The man clear. The man say he wrote the letter. That they follow up now. The man won't answer. Hello? Good morning.
Morning, Clarence. Listen, at a rubber
Can you please call your name, sir?
Look at it. This is Maxwell Grisby.
Maxwell, let's hear you.
I think it's a good interview, but listen, Robert Quay is an head of a district. It's too early for that kind of interview.
It's too early. Let me take the final call. By the time Samuel Chuchu takes a seat, we'll move on to him. Hello?
Mr. Johnson, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to the FLSA President Walker.
Kepler, let's hear you.
You see, people who we are giving high authority and credence, they take us to be very foolish. And
no. 1 minute. What's may hear your expression, please?
Sorry for my expression. You see, you gotta be definite.
Oh, guys, but what's going on? You guys just concluding that kind of way. Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm every station and apartment to the German country.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oma or Robbie country, that means the country within a second. I think a man who is not a speaker, he can't be bold to say, I recognize this person to be the speaker of the house. You see how the way the people been in the country. They have bad family, they have bad people. But can't tell it to you now that people are all a million man. We know also that involved in the removal of the speaker.
But we'll still go and let a group of Liberians again. That's the thing. We're not going to let different people. Hello, yeah. Finally, man. We got to take two G. Hello?
Yeah, peace, good morning. This is Brown Tate from Johnsonville.
Mr. Brown Tate, let's hear you. You are the final caller.
Yeah, I want to thank you so much. And let me thank you with the interview you have with the honorable representative.
This short interview.
Yeah, Clarence, I don't want to make it short. When a goal is cool, and then you feel that the person is outside and you're waiting for the tool to blow, and you don't attack the number 9, the number 9 school, it's a goal. You can talk from now to judgment day, it's a goal. So what I'm saying, government already doing business with the majority bloc. I know that those who held the constitution, they did well for this country. Because any society that is not based on rule of law is bad. But equally so, if you are elected from your constituencies and you hold on to the constitution and everything is passing by, development not going to your place, the way you want to work with the various agencies of government who you supervise at the level of the oversight, then of course your being at the capital, it may be meaningless because you will not get the impact of your people. Though your people will hear you for the law that you hold, because without law, no society can progress.
Okay.
But I think it's also equally good for us to work politically.
Thank you. Now our guest is here. We will take him. His name is Samuel Chuchu Ding. He ran as a representative in electoral district number 8, Montserrat County, doing it just ended. I shouldn't say just, we've gone 2 years now. During the 2023 elections, he did not win. President Boakai invested the authority and appointed him as the head of the National Commission on Disability. That's where Chuchu is. We're going to hear from him this morning about that institution. What did he inherit? What has he done? And what does he intend to do? Mr. Dean, we'd like to say it's good to have you. Happy New Year, my man. After all the back and forth, you are finally here.
Yeah, thank you, Clarence. It's an honor to be here. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to you too and the OK family.
Yeah.
It's always an honor to be here. At least you're taking the objective stance of hearing me out.
Oh, look at it, man. I've always been objective. Just that I've now had, every time we plan, something will come in. But yeah. I have made recommendation. You've appeared here with my co-hosts.
Yes, of course.
Except that you wanted me.
Yes.
You know, okay. That's okay.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
Yeah, that's that I know. You are here now. How is life? How is the Commission on Disability? How are your colleagues there?
The Commission on Disability is good. Life is good. My life is disability. I had invested my entire life to disability for a long time now, since 2008. My life is great. I couldn't have asked for a better service than to lose myself in the service of the people that I love. And yeah, so the National Commission on Disability has bright prospects. Yeah.
Wow. Now you've been there for when did you exactly take over the office? I'm not talking about the appointment, the confirmation. The first day you went to work, when did you take over?
Well, I hit the ground running. When I got my appointment letter on the 2nd of April, okay. 2024, I hit the ground running, and like to say, the rest is history.
Oh, okay. Now, what kind of National Commission on Disability did you inherit in terms of probably manpower, in terms of logistics? If you want to go further, maybe in terms of the bank account, what was in it? If you don't want to, well, that you can leave it out, left for you. In terms of preparedness, the challenges you inherited, and then later on we can talk about where are we. Yeah,
you gotta ask a question one.
Go ahead. It's a bunch of questions, but I just want to know what kind of commission did you inherit?
Okay, so the National Commission on Disability I inherited was, and I'm trying to be politically correct here, wasn't what I expected. Honestly, there were no logistics. The roofs were leaking, the floors, especially for the annexes that were built, weren't like really great floors. The bathroom for the guests wasn't what I envisioned, as a Liberia lead inclusivity officer. Yeah, so there was a whole lot of things, and the bank account also was empty. There was not a red penny in the bank account.
You mean empty as nothing?
As in maybe a few $100s, but it was not like.
No, you gotta be honest and straight, because people listening.
No, when you say I don't mean that literally empty.
Okay.
But a few $100s was in the bank account. Okay. Yeah, but that's not much you can start with as far.
But
as
it didn't reach any $1,000 USA.
No, it didn't reach $1,000. It was a few $100s that was in the bank
Go ahead.
account. Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So when we inherited the commission, we were so optimistic, and we had partners along the way, mainly IFO, that helped us to renovate the commission. The general bathroom, we had to reconstruct it, and like I said, the annexes that were built under the previous regime were leaking, and the floors were not the best floors that officials should have. So we harnessed the contribution from our partners, and we renovated the place. And we started to, for the most part, repair buses. That a bus was left for the staff, and another Jeep was left for the staff, and I had to literally use money from my pay, to repair these things because there was nothing in the budget for, maintenance of these logistics. And as we speak, there is not even, okay, as we speak, there is not even a bus for the commission that will effectively bring my employees to work because, as you know, persons with disabilities, I, they're a special case and they need some form of reasonable accommodation to be able to facilitate their travel because a lot of time when they try to commute remotely, you know, commuters don't have the patience, or conductors of vehicles don't have, of commercial vehicles won't have the patience, to stop for them, and bring them to work,
Yep.
and so forth and so on. And even with my deputies, they don't have vehicles.
How many deputies have you?
We have a couple of deputies.
Okay.
Yes, a deputy for administration and then a deputy for technical services.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All appointed by the president.
all appointed by the President of the Republic of Liberia, and they encompass the three major classification of disability, which is physically challenged, like me, and then the deputy for administration is a visually impaired lady, and then the deputy for technical services is deaf, as to prefer to be called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at least you said you've renovated the place and you're getting stuff. What are your technicians telling you in the context of a budget that will be appreciative and something that you can effectively work with, to touch the lives of the persons with disability? Probably not by individually dividing money on people or but implementing programs that will impact them. What do you need as a budget
We would need at least $10 million
per annum
annually
as a budget?
as a budget to be able to effectively, carry on this commission, because there are a lot of programs that the commission could use. Like, for example, empowerment. The commission needs to empower persons with disabilities. We need to build affordable homes. Person with disability need health care. The last time a colleague and I was just talking, and I just sent a lot of people to JFK, and I said, go and find this guy. He's the patient advocate, and he will help you. And it's a problem because person with disability are poor. The last time I also received a report that they came for the body, and they didn't have money to get the body, from the morgue, and it was such a spectacle. So I said, my man, you guys just have to deal with that. We're working on seeing how best, if we can improve the budget to something that is reasonable, then we can be able to address all.
What are you
these
getting
issues.
now?
Well, for the first time in the commission's history, and I know we're going to get to that, but since you talk about it, we have managed to have gotten 720,000, which is still an unrealistic.
You need 10 million.
Yeah,
You're
which-
talking about 700.
That's what I'm saying now. Which is, but to be politically correct, we have to appreciate, at least for the first time in the history of the commission, the budget rose to 720,000.
What has it always been?
It's been, well, I think it has risen to at least 600,000 in that range.
It's been around
before.
600,000.
Yeah, it's been around. That's the highest it has been. And then I think in 2022, and then in 2023, 2024, it dropped back to 280,000. So we had to make sure that when they were doing the county consultation for the arrest agenda, that our people were inclusive, and and then we also had to make sure that we used a twin track approach. After they did all of that, we told Ministry of Finance, we're like, okay, now, so can we have a meeting with the UN resident coordinator, you guys, since the UN, was sponsoring the arrest agenda. And so they agreed. So we brought all of our coordinators from the various counties for the National Commissions on Disabilities, and then the National Organization of Disabled. We brought all of them together, and we had this consultation, and everybody made an impact and made an input. And what the Ministry of Finance were looking at was program. And so two of the biggest programs that we're going to be doing this year is the Disability Registry.
We're coming there.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
coming there.
All right,
We're
okay.
coming there.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
so,
Okay. So that's it. So you've been over there since April.
yes.
Let's look at what you've done over there over the period of time. What are the programs? How impactful have you been since you've been head of the National Commission on Disability? Let's talk a little bit about your stewardship there.
We've been very impactful. In fact, the budget we inherited, like we usually like to say, was a drop in the bucket. And what we did there was tantamount to the proverbial 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes being distributed to 5,000 persons. Because here we are with only 280,000, well, minus, because it was, mind you, we went there the second quarter, right? Mm-hmm. Because it was April, January, February, March, April. So some of the things that we managed to do was to provide tuition assistance for students, to provide support for women with disabilities in the form of grants. The commission has 78 organizations. 78 organizations called Organization of Persons with Disability that depends on the commission quarterly for subsidy to be able to run their organizations. And because the budget was limited, we couldn't supply all of those 78 organizations. But we managed to supply at least 40 of these, about 43 to be exact, of these organizations for the second and the third quarter, paid tuition for students. We supported a women group with disabilities. We provided businesses, to people, especially women. Provided zinc, just about everything that people needed to survive, given the resource that we had. We successfully, advocated with the AME University to have all persons with disability go to school free. Reverend Atta, is a friend, and he told me about this program that he had with the blind and at the resource center. And he also told me about the program with the deaf. We have the deaf there, and the deaf also, he pays the deaf sign language interpreters to be in the classes with the deaf. And so I said, what about the physically challenged? And he was like, we didn't really think about that, because we didn't think that, there was a lot of, need in that department. And I was like, so what you're doing is tantamount to discrimination, even though it's a positive discrimination, but we would prefer if you just have everybody who are persons with disabilities there. And he said, okay. So people who were out of school for 7 months, and if they still want to go back to that school, if they want to go back, they want to go to AME, they got the alternative to go to AME free of charge. Even though it's not the most accessible place, but at least that's a start, and then we can push the ideology of accessibilities. And what we were more proud of was improving the budget from 280,000 to 720,000 United States dollars for the first time in the history of the National Commission on Disabilities. But I would like to make a disclaimer. In my psychic reality, and you will agree with me that budget for 20% of the population is very unrealistic. And so we were pushing to make sure that we have a budget that is realistic. So we're waiting for the budget I don't know, is it forecast or recast or whatever it is. I think it's the recast that should happen in May, to make sure that we constructively engage the legislature and see how they can amend, our budget to a more realistic budget.
Okay. Now, so how do you go about doing the selection process? Now, you got like more than 70 institutions that are part of this commission. And then, after every 3 months, per quarter, you give them some level of support. Now, because of the lack of finance, you were not able to meet with everybody.
Yes.
But you gave a little over 40 some support.
Yes.
How did you select the 40 beneficiaries?
Oh, that was easy. We had to use a strategy. There's something called general DPO meeting or disabled people's meeting that we call at the commission, especially when we have a little bit in the pot, to trickle down, right? And so when we called this meeting, we everybody didn't attend, you know. So the people who attended, we were like, okay, because we were already thinking about how we're going to spread this money, you know what I mean? And it's already, a limited amount. So we said, okay, so since people honor our invitation and they decided they were going to come, we're going to look at the people who came, you know what I mean, and then serve them since they came, and then everybody else who didn't come, you know, um, we're going to keep them for next time. But I must say that you asked for the procedure with selecting them. One of the procedure too is to make sure that everybody have the documents because we plan to use these organizations to implement projects. You understand, to build their capacities. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of organizations doing business with disability, and we have all these organizations that could use, some grants, to be able to empower their membership and so forth and so on. So we're trying to make them strong. We said this time around, we're not going to ask for documents because basically, if you are an NGO, you should have your business registration, right? You should have your article of incorporation first, business registration, sector clearance, and then accreditation from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. But a lot of and then a bank account, a business account. A lot of our organizations, you are not up to the tax because the frank and honest truth is that they're not getting contracts and they're not are being awarded grants. So, but in order for them to get contracts and be awarded grants, they have to have all of these things. That left out office space. They have to have all of these things to be able to be taken seriously. You understand what I mean? No donor is just gonna just give you money, and if you have an office in the bag and you don't have all your documents correct. So we told them, we said, look, we were serious about you guys being a fully functional operation. So it's this time around, whatever we gave you is to build your capacity to just do what I just talked about and get your house in order so that when these big grants come about from the USAIDs of this world and the UN Women's and etc., you can be up to the tax so that you can.
Do you do follow-ups? Because sometimes the assistance you give them, have an objective. The objective is to change their lives from one stage to another. Before, say, you gave institution X something the quarter, the next quarter you say I'll get something. Do you do a check to say the one we gave you say you would have done this? Do they submit some form of little project proposal to you to say this is what we want to do, and you get the money? Do they provide a report? Do you counter check to find out so that you are giving money and somebody's life is getting better?
That's the whole idea. The whole idea is to make sure that there's a report given, check and balance, and that their whole life is improved. But like I said before, because our people have all these problems, on the interim, we decided that we're going to give them whatever they need to put their house in order. You understand what I mean? Okay. So they don't feel witch hunted. And so that's where we are right now. We have an expensive objective to do all of that. Before you get any money, give a proposal. After, if you want to get for the next quarter, give us, something tangible that you've done with this money. Can we go and see, where is the proof? All of those will come into play eventually. But at the meantime, in between time, we're just giving them the opportunity to put their house in order. And then we're going to...
Anything else that you've done over there?
At the National Commission for Disability, besides repairing the building and everything else that we talk about. It's not coming to me yet.
Okay.
It's gonna come.
So what are your plans? Okay. We're in a brand new year, 2025 now. Okay. What are your plans for your colleagues, for members of the commission?
Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do this year, in fact, before we could receive this money, Ministry of Finance Development Planning set the ceiling. We had asked for at least $5 million, but they set the ceiling and they thought that we were quite know our people. Because if we can't help our people unless we know who they
National Disability Registry.
National Disability Registry. Okay. So it's like basically an enumeration to stratify our people, do a disaggregated data, and then be able to like I said, stratify them by gender, age, types of disability, locations, severity of disabilities, so forth and so on. So that's the first thing that we need to do.
Yeah.
And then after we do that, we want to do an empowerment, empowerment program. In yesteryears, like you talk about, the empowerment program has been a thing that has been happening, but unfortunately, there has not really been a success story. To be honest, and I'm not knocking anybody. I know everybody was an overzealous optimist and wanting the best for the community. Unfortunately, wanting the best for the community takes innovation, it takes articulation, it takes planning. You fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
So this time around, if we're to give anybody anything, because we want success story, want to say at the end of the day that we change the living standard of at least 100 persons, that donors would be attracted and say, oh, but this program looks sustainable. Can we put something in there to say, improve the life of another 100 persons? So we're going to take our time. We're going to strategize. We're going to provide business education. We're going to provide education on budgeting and the whole nine, before we give a cent away, because we have found out that even with our partner IFO, we just did a tri-annual mission trip to Lofa, Bong, and Nimba, and there were seldom success story from people who were given grants, persons with disabilities who were given grants to be able to sustain themselves. So we want a success story, if anything, so that the program can be expanded. You understand what I mean? So we're not going to rush to say that we're just going to pick people randomly off the street and say, hey, you, yes, a keke, or hey, you, yes, a power saw, hey, you, yes, a cassava grinding machine. We're going to actually take you, train you, make you want to live a purpose-driven life. Some people would get that money, like in yesteryears, based on predictive research design, and they would just use it action. And whereas the whole idea is to improve the living standard.
Okay. Now, when you're giving money to these people, do you is it targeted at something, like maybe, like I said, they bring in their own program to or do they all? Do you have, at the commission, do you have a scholarship scheme for kids of persons with disabilities? A particular scholarship scheme, or
like a lot of time,
or you give money to individuals,
parents, individuals,
and you also give to institutions?
No, we yes, institutions. Yeah.
So the 40 something you're talking about are organizations.
Yes, organizations of persons with disabilities.
Okay, and then you also do individuals.
Yes, and we also do individuals. Yes, we do that.
It's a difficult thing individually.
Yeah.
How do you manage? How do you tackle it? Because everybody's not going to get.
Yeah, not everybody is a part of an organization. Some people don't trust the system, and they prefer to steer clear of organized things. So they write letters. You write a letter. We see the most pressing need. And then we shortlist you. You know what I mean? So you come to me. You have a child that has a special need, and we know that this child either has developmental disability or intellectual disability, but still can go to school and earn an education. Right away, you qualify. You're one of the people that are qualified. You write from like maybe the University Student Union, and right away you are qualified. And so that's how we do it. Yeah.
Okay. Samuel Chuchu Ding is the head of the National Commission on the National Commission on Persons with Disability. Is that how you call it, right?
It's just the National Commission on Disability.
On disability.
Yes.
He's the head of the National Commission on Disability, and it is the umbrella organization for more than 70 other organizations of persons with disabilities in Liberia. You can call us now on 0777 700-995. I sent text message to Pebe. I did it because she's an outgoing. I wanted to get some clarity about that amount in the institution's cover. So if she calls us, I will pick up her call. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Daniel Fedia, the National Transit Authority.
Okay, Daniel.
Thanks to your studio guest, Mr. King.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like the best he has for the institution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to encourage him. You see, these people, their business are hard, but I think he's able to handle that, because when you get in the street, I don't know, the budget he's opting for, I don't know if he has that budget, whether we will not see these people begging in the street. Because if you are saying you want 10 million, like what I heard from him, whether we will not see what extra will he do, whether we will not see people begging in the street again, like the normal thing we always see, because sometimes you give them money, like one other time the president gave them money, and before the next day, and the president talked to them that we don't want to see you tomorrow, in the street. That day I was on our program, but the next day we saw them in the street again. So, they are really in need, right? The people with disability are in need, really want people to help them. So I think Mr. Dean will muster the courage to actually, handle their business. But I want to know whether when you get that extra budget of 10 million, what will he extra do?
Okay, thank you. You've said that over and again. Let me see what I can get other callers right here. Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Let me hold you there 1 minute, and I beg you. Let me talk to Madam Pebe, the immediate past head of the National Commission on Disability. Please, my brother, I'll come back to you. Madam Pebe, good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Clarence, and good morning, same thing. Good morning, person with disability.
Okay, so I'm calling you particularly because I want us to get the record straight. I was asking Sam, he talked about some of the things he met there, which is good. He talked about some of the challenges and the plan he's got, but he says he inherited an account of a little over $1,000 US. A little under, not even. He inherited an account that could not reach $1,000 US. Is that true?
The first thing I would say is that, Clara, honestly, I don't like to do counter argument with our community as persons with disability.
Okay.
But the only reason I had to respond to you was I saw your text and you called.
Mm-hmm.
You see, people character is not something you play with.
Okay.
This disability we find ourselves in, the only thing that got us going is character and integrity. So when you start to use people's character to gain relevant, it's very wrong. The transitional team, there was a template that we fill in. As you are aware, the National Commission on Disability was enacted by law, like you said. It worked through budgetary allotments that is done yearly. And you have to spend what you get quarterly, submit report to Ministry of Finance.
He said
that meet us tenants before they report to you. So 2023 was election year. Our budget was about $500,000. We didn't even use 200+ thousand. We left over 300 plus. It's in a transitional team report template that I can forward to you by email. So apparently, because all of those money was not expended during 2023 budget year, that's what led to perhaps the drop in the budget in 2024 that was 200,000. Because when government gave you money and you don't use all of the money and then it's left over, Sometimes they feel that perhaps what they gave you was more or so, but because of the election year, there were not many activities around program activity for any ministry or agency like that. So we didn't expend what was given to us that was about $500,000. The increment in our budget was done 2022 after we developed the National Strategic Disability Roadmap in 2021, because I took over 2021 June and I took office exactly August 9 after my confirmation. So from August 9 to December, we had a budget of $100,000 because by then, the entire government was going to the year, like beginning the budget year now from January to December, because our budget year used to start from June.
So the meat of the matter is, I just wanted to get something clear. Are you saying because there were no programs, you did not get all that you're supposed to have gotten, or
we didn't spend all? We left over 300,000 plus in our account. It is in the report.
Oh, you left over 300,000 US dollar in the institution's account.
In the institution, yeah.
And Samuel didn't say he took over. He made less than 1,000 there.
You know what can happen? He's not saying the truth. But the budget is given to you for you to explain it. So what we spend during our budget, during the time we were there up to the election, because when the transitional team was taking over, they gave us template to figure out what you spend for the year. So our salary, our everything, because they had to pay people up to January. They pay people up to January.
So what a procedure for
that expenditure?
What a procedure, for example, if you did not spend all your money, you were remitted?
What happened, every account is with central bank. All government account is with central bank. When the budgetary allotment is done to you, the checks are raised at the Ministry of Finance as per the allotment and given to you. So for that year, what we expended was less than what we got. So the amount that was left over was more than 300,000.
Okay, madam.
I cannot say the exact amount, but I can forward to you by email right away the exact report that was submitted to the transitional team. Same thing have that, because even the email address I was using at the commission, we didn't delete anything. The draft, everything is there.
I'm sending my email address to you.
Send it to me, I will forward it to you. You will see the transitional team entire template that we fill up and send. That will just solve that.
Thank you. Okay, more calls. I actually did that because we needed to hear from her. Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is Sarah Joe. I'm officially in from West Copenhagen.
All right, Auntie Sarah, let's hear you.
Yeah, I just want to tell Brother Chuchu thanks ever so much. Sometimes when the government, when they give budget, that you come on, you go to take it to use it. They will take it from there. Just imagine what we just passed through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I want to thank ever so much that since he took over, we divided food to expect the people never fainted. I will since I fainted last year, I still sick. They say he took over, I'm not going to the office. But I say thank you for what he did this wrong, the divide of food. But this one will never go through. I don't know what happened.
Okay, man. Let's hear you here. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Brother Clarence. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Prince according from Broad Street.
Okay.
I'm one of the visionaries in Fair Policing.
Yep.
What I want to say is what I have problem with the ED, our current ED is Samuel Dean. The problem I have with him is that the outgoing or ED, which is the John Tracy, she's structured on in a various districts. In a 17 district in Monrovia here, as prayer coordinator to work direct with the commissioner. And we begin to work with the woman. Even in the county, there was coordinators in the various districts. And also Motorado, in the 17 district, we have coordinators in the district working direct with the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
And then ED, the present ED, which is Samuel B. King, is coming in, he was able to stop everybody who was working in the past government as coordinator in the various district, and saying getting power. We are not getting any information from him, and we just dummy in the various district, and the outgoing
Edie, she bought some motorbike and gave it to some coordinator in the various district and we begin to work with him. And then men saying he we are not been hearing anything from him. We just sitting and I thank God Joe Parker, our president, can listen. So we have a first meeting this day and pretty soon we'll be getting to the president.
Okay, thank you. Somebody's on this WhatsApp line. We'll get through them. We'll go straight back to Samuel. Okay, Sam, nobody's here. Yeah, you want to say something to respond, and then we move on.
Okay, so the first caller asked about whether when the money come, we will be able to what we'll do.
People will not beg again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that one of the things that we one of the projection that we have for this year is a national disability act, whereas we want one of the clauses in the National Disability Act to be a national disability equity fund, whereas we have a semblance of the national roadmap. I mean not the rural fund, where concessionaires, multinationals will put money in their account, for person with disability. So minus Samuel Dean plus Samuel Dean minus budgetary allotment minus plus budgetary allotment, there will be something there, for posterity. Okay, so we did a research, if you may, survey with disabled beggars, for lack of better words. And three of the things that we discovered that they beg for is because they need food, they need shelter, they need clothing, like everybody else, right? So if we have this money and we build a shelter for them, a housing unit, accessible housing unit, it will dwindle one of the things that they need, right? Yeah. The second thing, if we're able to provide food for them, annually, monthly, because this the food the lady just talked about is something around the holidays, right? It would take that away. If we're able to provide a little social welfare for them, like other countries provide, they're off the street. So yes, so to answer the question, that money will be more than sufficient to get persons with disability out of the street. I work with the social welfare organization in the United States for a very long time, and so I know what it encompasses. And I'm a social worker, like a real social worker. I have a degree in social work, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm competent, and I believe that with that we'll be able to get our people off the street. Yeah. So and then the second caller talk about the food distribution, how it went smoothly. I would like to tell her thank you for that, because in previous time people even died during this food distribution thing. And I just wanted our people to know that the food distribution thing is at the will and pleasure of the president. It's not anything constitutional that the president have to give food. And I would like to give our people the bitter truth too about how this whole food distribution came into being, and how these whole district coordinators came into being. They came into being because was using them to run his campaign. The commission was politicized. You understand what I mean? So that's how all these district coordinators came into being. We don't have money to maintain them. If you look at the nomenclature that we're giving to them, they are called permanent volunteers. Clarence, what does the phrase permanent volunteer dictates to you? You understand? So it is I now who is pleading with the government, who is pleading with civil service, who is pleading with the Ministry of Labor to incorporate these people as government employees to be on the budget as civil servants. You understand what I'm saying? I have no money. During the time of the election, there were money pulling into the commission to buy bikes, to give them money, all of that, to run for election. But since they're there, we're going to harness that. You understand what I'm saying? That was an achievement that, even though it was inadvertently used politically, but we're going to use it now to make sure that we solve our people's social problem, our people's social economic problem. That's the truth. That's the bitter and harsh reality that they won't tell them coming from the other side, because they want them to believe that we have the people dormant. I was not the one that named them permanent volunteers. You understand what I mean? I'm trying to incorporate them. If you ask any of our developmental partners, if you ask the government right now, they will tell you. In fact, I just had a meeting with a government official. I will not call his name right now, but he told me, he said, look, Sam, right now we cannot incorporate these people because it's this regime's elementary budget, and we're trying to run the country. You understand what I'm saying? But in time to come, you guys will have a realistic budget where all your county coordinators, your district coordinators, and the works will be employed. So we are trying to do something about it. It's just that sometimes, when there's always going to be opposition. Do you understand? No matter what you do. Somebody said even if you take Jesus Christ from heaven now, you put into the commission to head the commission, there's going to be some contention. So yeah, so we working to answer that lady, my beautiful visually impaired lady. We're working to make sure that we look towards finding at least. I just talked to the second lady the other day because we work together. She's a custodian of the disabled, and she told us that we should try at least 6 months before the July 26th and then 6 months before Christmas to try and see how, when those days come, you know what I mean, we can be able to provide some food for our people.
Okay.
And as for what my outgoing ED said about the budget, there being 300,000 budget left in it's far from the truth. It's being economic with the truth. I met $300 in the budget. I didn't meet $300,000. If I had met $300,000 in the budget, I would have bought cars. I don't even have a car. My car, sometimes it jogs, sometimes it runs, sometimes it walks. Why wouldn't I buy a bus? I can buy a bus for $25,000. I could buy SUVs for me and all my staff. So that's not true. If you go to the commission right now, you see all the cars are down. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said before, most of the time, even around Keke.
Did you find out to ensure that probably maybe they did not use the budget, the government took it back because they are competing priorities?
I'm talking about, you asked me for what I meant
in the budget. In the account.
In the account.
Yeah. And she said she left a little over 300,000.
All the other technical things she's talking about, she knows she can't leave 300,000 in no budget because, like she said, she contradicted herself. If the government gave you money to expand, you expand that money. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't expand that money, don't put some more money back in the account. So there should be a zero balance in the account. Now, we have two accounts. The first account is the account that money come to for the government. The second account, maybe donors, whatever. So at least you can, that's a savings account with LBDI. The account with central bank has to be exhausted so that other money can come for other reasons. You understand what I'm saying? So absolutely, she's being economical with the truth. That's an informal fallacy, coming from the deputy director who should know better. I'm not witch hunting this lady. I say nothing negative about her. I only state the facts that when the questions are presented.
Okay, yeah. Samuel, thank you so much for coming, and let's get your parting comments. What do you say to your colleagues, your officials working with you, and then we can let you go.
What I would say to my colleagues in disability land, we need to be united. United we stand, divided we fall. If we are to be taken seriously, we have to be united. There's no time for internal wrangling. We are on the right trajectory. We are getting there. For the first time in history of the National Commission on Disabilities, we have the hugest budget. For the first time in history, we have a school or college that are willing to absorb us free of charge. You understand? For the first time in history, we have people line up to champion a Disability Act law that will foster National Disability Equity Fund, National Disability Registry. You understand what I'm saying? And just a host of other things. We talk with the civil service guy, Josiah Chokai, who's willing to hire at least one person in all of the spending agencies. You're talking about 103 persons to be employed under this regime.
Okay.
Yeah,
the next time we get to here, we'll look at all that. Yeah. But it was a wonderful time talking to you, Samuel. At least let's keep the calls coming in, and let's have more conversations. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Okay. His name is Samuel Chuchu Ding. He's the head of the National Commission on Disability. You heard it from him. He said he's in conversation with the head of the Civil Service Agency that every government spending entity will have one person with disability employed. They are talking about that one. He's spoken to the president of the AMEU. And of course, disabled people can go free, I think, but you need to get a recommendation from the commission. Representative Smo Moluba is here. We'll usher him in very shortly as our guest at about this time. By the time Samuel Chuchu didn't leave here. He says the disabled people, let's come together. No palava. Let's come together. Let's hold together and move it forward. Keep on trying.
We are just the same. One life, one blood. Sometimes it gets too hard for you.
Finally, let's keep in touch, my man. I got more to say.
Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. All there is life, there's got to be hope. Oh, oh. Keep on trying. One day, keep on trying. It's gonna be better. Keep on trying.
The Ghanaian people are setting off. I'm witnessing Joy TV live, and I see everything is getting into place for the inauguration of President-elect John Dramani Mahama of the National Democratic Congress of Ghana. He was Ghana's president, took over from the late President Atta Mills. He was vice president, finished that term. He was running, they beat him. Nana Adankwa Akufo-Addo beat him, and 8 years later, he surfaced as Ghana's president. Democracy is at work. Representative Smo Molba is here and will start very shortly. He is the representative of District Number 3, Montserrat County. The man I told CB Bachel to go sit and smoke. Some pretend they love you when you have. When you have, they laugh at you. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. As long as there is life, just got to be hope. Okay, keep on trying. Yes, there are situations in life. It's not easy. Sometimes it gets tough, but you got to keep on trying. Representative Smo Moluba is here from Montserrat County, District Number 3. He's our guest on the show. We'll play some spotlight in his district. Let's know what he's doing there. He campaigned. What did he campaign on? And what are, some of the things he started doing, at least after 1 year in office. Can the people start to point out things now? Are there visibles, that people can see and say, Smo been here. These are some of the things he's done. We're in a brand new year. What does he hope to achieve for his people? Representative Moluba, I'd like to say good morning. This is your second appearance. The first time you were 2. I think we're talking about War Crimes Court here.
You're right.
Yeah. Good morning. How is life?
Well, first of all, I would like to say good morning to the people out there, our listening audience, and especially the people of District Number 3. I'm also extremely grateful for the invite because this is our second time here on this platform, and everything is cool. We are doing well. Yeah.
Okay. District 3.
Yeah.
Do you have a district office, by the way?
Oh, yeah, we got a district office in the district, first of its kind in District Number 3.
You constructed it?
No. We are doing our multi-purpose building. Hopefully, we will complete that in roughly 3 years, 2 to 3 years, because it's 3-story. We have to take our time. We may not be the one that have all, so gradually we'll get there. But we have a building that we are renting, and hopefully this year we'll be moving to the administrative building that was built by Honorable Bill Twawe. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the administrative building.
Yeah.
So you're building the multi-purpose, a personal project or the district development fund?
Not a personal project, not even the district development fund, because I think you're aware of the district development fund. We have a kind of local government act that gave the strength and that gavel to people within the district and not us. I'd like to make that clear. The district development fund is not for our pockets, not for any individual, any lawmaker. It's for our people to carry on their project. So because of the district development fund for this year, we haven't seen anything they call district development fund or neither the social development fund. So we are still looking up to government to make that known, because I saw 190,000 in the budget as county development fund, which we are still looking at that with the superintendent of Montserrat to make sure we get the best understanding of such fund because I'm working along with my people. I have nothing to do with county development fund. I have nothing to do with the social development fund and either what we talk about the list project, which is legislative project. I have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in 2023, when you were running for office, what did you campaign on? What are some of the practical things you told the people? How did you say you would have changed their lives?
All right. We started doing this when we took the strength to run in the district 2017 and we lose the election, but we thought it wise to give back to humanity, so we try by all means to help our people. So we give a lot of scholarships. We help people at all levels, secondary, primary, at the university level, so that they can double up with their education and be like us, the young people who are progressive. But then what we noticed is that not just that, we also open towards infrastructure, started doing roads, started doing bridges and things in our district. That should be government project. But we have a feeling that in all our word of life, it's good to help government because we all form part of government. Government is the people. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking about 2023 when you were campaigning, because there are reasons why the people repose their confidence in you. Probably you told them some things.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you said you would have done for your district?
There were so many things we make mention of.
Okay.
Well, it's a gradual process. We have executed a lot. This 1 year.
You think so?
Yeah. Because we started doing road to not to put quota, but to better the road to make it flyable, accessible for our people to move freely. And we also did a market hall and turn it to change the light, because what we saw, the building was dilapidated, so we had to change it to a good one for our mothers. We did that in the Boko Hill. Then we also provided close to 120 solar lights on the street. Then there was a street light on the pipeline road that have been off for a very long time. We had to engage the library electricity to make sure they put the street light on. It came on. Today is still on. Then not just that, we also opened avenue for the TVEC program to train our mother. Our thing is not to empower women and give them cash or to give loan that would not better them for tomorrow. We taught them how to fishing. By sending them to school, we have roughly about 400 women that went to school. We provided everything. We provided the T-shirt, the copybooks, the material for their TVEC program. We had segment of our programs, and they went through that. They came out, and the battle speaker on Bokofa was the guest speaker at the time. And we had a farm program, and our people are strong now. Some of them are in the market selling, doing their own business. And not just also that, we also open an avenue of 128 scholarship. We provide scholarship to young people to go to school. And so many things. I think you heard about the roundabout, right? We try to beautify the center cycle of our district. So we did that beautification, and we are looking at more. And we also did the foundation for our multi-purpose building. And hopefully we will be doing the first floor this year, first to second floor this year. Yeah.
Okay. First. What about community roles in your district? Are you concerned about that? Are you talking to the Ministry of Public Works probably to open some of the roads there to create easy access?
My community is a congested area. If I do that, a lot of people will be losing their property. I don't want to venture into that. Because if we are doing road, the road should be something holistic. At the end of the day, the people of District 3 would love to see the quota on the road. So when government is not prepared for the road, I would not want government to go into open road to damage property. When government is prepared to put quota and make sure development is going on, I think we support that so that government can go in with development. But without development, no. I suggest that it should be like that until government is fully ready to do the role.
You won as an independent?
I'm the only candidate from the All Liberian Party ticket. My standard bearer is Honorable Benina Yuri.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
political
all
leader.
Liberian party.
Yeah, all
so you were
Liberian
the
party.
only lawmaker in the
Yeah,
in the
from-
house,
yeah, from the all
or in
Liberian
the
party.
legislature.
Yeah, I'm the only one.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Now, Representative Small Mulba, let's hear your. Should I use the word fair, or you know, take up the fair? Let's hear about your assessment of President Boakai 1 year in office. By the way, what do you think about the government? Is it living up to the promises it made to the Liberian people? Let's get your take.
I think I would like to use the kind of scientific word. It's a gradual process. We are at the embryonic stage, because if you are growing a plant, you need to water the plant and make sure it takes time for the plant to generate its roots. So with the government, this is just the first year. I would like to, if I'm grading, I would give Bouaka government 50%, not even 60, because at the climax of this year, we had some legislative issue, right?
We're coming there.
Yeah.
Why are you giving 50%?
I'm giving him 50% because when it comes to development, according to the rest agenda, although he's my uncle, right? I'm giving him 50% because he did a lot when it comes to other issue. The young people are breeding their knowledge and whatsoever. He tried his best. But when it comes to rural development, I'm not seeing. I haven't seen anything yet. When he talk about no cow would get stuck in the mud, I'm not seeing nothing towards that yet, right? He needs to do more, but I cannot judge him at this time, right? And when it comes to policy issue, he's doing extremely well when it comes to policy issue. Then with the issue of tackling corruption, right? Just recently, he dismissed few people. I think that's a bold step. He's doing well when it comes to the issue of corruption. Not 100%, but I grade him 50% when it comes to corruption. So we do the grading system 50, 50, 50, 50 at all point in time. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you're a member of the 55th National Legislature now,
You're right.
specifically the House of Representatives. Did you plan, did you calculate, did you always want to be a member of the legislature?
Oh yeah, what I did in school, I did public policy as a major at the master level. So it have been my ambition. It have been part of me, that ego part of me, to form part of the house. My issue is to change those policies that we think that will not better the life of our people. So this is the reason that when we went there, we took no time. We had to get on the ground and push things. I think you heard about the war in Economic Crown Court. So there are issues that we need to work on, even with the our health system. When you are opportune to go JFK Redemption and other hospitals in this country, there's nothing much to show. So our thing is from the genesis, from my school days, I have been praying to enter government. I'm in government now, and at the time I was on top of the fence. The way I glance at government from one perspective, and it's not like that. Government is something different. Government is something that you need to find your way through, like what we're going through now, because sometimes it may not be bread and butter. It may not be in your interest. But yet and still, we are here because of the people. There is a quote, idiomatic expression, where they say, above all else, the people. So for me, I think the people come first, and with the interest of our people, it should be the primary thing for us all. Yeah.
Okay, primary thing. Now, I was asking you this question because now you are at the parliament.
Yeah.
You've been there, let's just say 1 year now.
Yeah, 1 year.
From all indications, from the meetings, from the committee you are on, from the plenary discussions and those kinds of things, is that the kind of legislature you wanted to be a part of? Is there anything happening that is shocking you, that you are sitting and saying, if I knew, I would not have come here? I mean, I thought this place was like this. I thought, is that the place you wanted to be?
Oh no, I would say that although we have, when it comes to debating, the legislative debate on the floor, I think that is one thing that I have issue with. Most often the floor is very noisy, and you have people who attack you because you are saying the right thing. or you are projecting things that would benefit the majority. So it's not a strange thing. This happening in our country, but the way our happening is something so strange that and one thing I did not gather, and I'm getting it today, is that from the initial stage when we did civics from our elementary school, we hear that we have 3 branches of government, and one branch have no absolute control over another. But what I'm gathering is that within our system, there's the branch who have control because they appropriate. Because of that, today we have a chaos in the house. So by having that absolute control over 1 or 2 branches, it's not something that would benefit most often our people, because we have one group of government that still have control over the other. But there should be a way where we have check and balance. But for now, I'm not seeing check and balance. Check and balance is something that has been placed under the carpet, and I think we need to work on that to have a good governance. Yeah.
No. You know, you're there, you're doing what you're doing, and the results are the way they are, you know. And that's why I was asking you as to whether that is the place you want to. Is there any time you've sat and you regretted being a member of the legislature?
No, Clarence. No, Clarence. I would not regret anything because my precedent is to help to change.
You think it will change?
I think if we keep on pressing strong, there will be a change.
What do you say? What do you think about some Liberians who think the country's problem is with the legislature? The legislature is the reason why the country is the way it is, time immemorial.
Yeah, I support it. My colleagues will help me, but I support it because I always tell people, and I've been on the radio, various platforms, telling people that the only way Liberia can change is where we have an independent audit, a comprehensive audit, where the House itself can go through an audit. Because if we cannot do that, trust me, Clarence.
You want an audit of the House?
Yeah, if we cannot do that, trust me, Liberia will go nowhere. Because the problem of Liberia is not the executive. The problem of Liberia is not the judiciary. Because we are there to formulate the budget. We are the one that put the budget together. And we know through the scrutiny process which part of the budget will make impact on a citizen, on our citizens.
The executive actually formulates it, but you people are responsible for appropriations.
No, I come in. Even if the executive formulate it, because they put it together, right? That's the beginning process. But then what we notice is that it comes to us. So whether they formulate it or not, there are a line that we accept, we delete, or it remain, right? So we still form part of the formulation process. But then in the middle part of it, the scrutiny process, where people have to give accountability, right? And I think that if other entity can be accountable and transparent, why can our house be accountable and transparent?
Do you see that happening in this 55th? Do you think you people can spread, you know, the as you say, the good news? You people can conscientize and sensitize your colleagues to say,
so
we got to do it differently.
Yeah, Clarence, the good news here is abiding by the rule of law. That's the good news. If we all can abide by the rule of law, then Liberia will be a better place. We have a transparent governance process. People will be accountable. People that eating our country money will be accountable. And the Liberian people will be informed, those that are eating the country money. But I feel that the house where we are is like a vacuum where the transport or a place money to go through, right? So all we need to do is to create a gap at the end. And the gap is an audit. If we can audit, oh, trust me, Joseph Waka government, my president, right? My uncle government will be one of the best.
What's stopping the audit?
What's stopping the audit is when the president agreed for the audit.
How? The president is not a head of the legislature.
I'm telling you, everything is boiled down to the president.
You think so?
I'm telling you, it's boiled down to the president. So who controls the government now? Is the president. Who controls the government now? We have a speaker. There is a speaker. What I would not like to say, illegitimate speaker. No, he's a speaker because he been recognized by the government.
Who now?
The one that is president, Honorable Kuhn.
So you recognize Richard Kuhn as a speaker?
Let me say this, because I know you're going to drag me there. Let me say this. And
But I
make
want
this
for all to come. We'll talk that one later.
No.
We're coming there.
We already driving there now.
Small.
Yeah.
Small. Hold on. And let me call you, yeah?
Oh, you call me here. You're right.
Small, we're coming there.
Yeah.
We're coming right there.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to have a picture of that whole legislature. But the point I'm making is, why are you people, I'm saying you as the House of Representatives, because that's how most of you sound. Why are you people not available? Why are you not, why don't you want to do it differently? Why not an audit to say the 55th, we have been credited for being the most recent legislature, especially the House of Representatives that have been audited. Why your colleagues don't see it so?
So let's give the president a chance.
President?
Let's give President Boakai a chance.
To do what?
I'm sure the House, we will audit the House.
Now,
I'm sure of that.
Representative Small, maybe we're coming there closer now.
Yeah.
What went wrong? What is happening? You know, I've always sat on this radio and said to this country that only the 73 of you in that house, at that House of Representatives, know exactly what's going on. And I still believe that there are things you people are not telling us. The ones you want us to hear are the ones you're telling us. The main reason why all the hollow balloon in the house, you haven't said it. How do you speak to that?
All right. I think it's clear. It's glaring that we all follow information. And the information there, it's just about misunderstanding. We have people not wanting to go through audit, because I think it came from Honorable Kofa. When you delve into audit, then you create enemyship with other people. But then when you hear from the majority bloc also, they are requesting audit. So the Liberian people, we are all confused, right? All of our people are confused out there to know who's saying what and at what point in time. So the only way to know who is correct is to have a due process. Yeah, and I always say that I'm not from Kofa block. I give allegiance to a person. Mine allegiance is to the people of my district and the people of Liberia, not to any individual. I will say it here. So if we're going to give Kofa the due process where he could exonerate himself by telling us this is the count from the majority, our colleagues, what is your say on this? He take, right? He would better explain to us. But then it just went the way it went, right? And we also hear from the court. The court came up with a ruling. It also went the way it went. And that's the power, right? That's the power, because when you look at the Constitution, and I always tell people this, the power is inherited in the people, not the government. If you see Chapter 1, Article 1 of our Constitution, it also gave when you talk about the governance, the beneficiary aspect of governance is to the people and not any man. When you look at the framework of our Constitution, in the preamble, they said we the people, right? It was not like they never characterized it to themselves by saying we the lawmaker, or we from the majority black or the minority black. They said the people. So our allegiance as lawmakers should be to the people of this country.
Except that you have now told us what you think was the reason for what you people did, what you did, or what you're doing. You are not. You're just drilling us.
I'm not drilling.
I'm talking, but from a representative, small Mulbar's perspective.
Yeah.
And not perspective, but from what you know, because you are there.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because you say Fonati Kofa calling for audit, the majority too calling for audit, so the Liberian people confused. What do you know? What happened?
So the only thing that happened there, I may not know in depth, because I'm not on Ways, me, and the rest. But one thing that I'm aware of is the issue of committee.
Okay.
People feel that, and how would say this? Committee, appointment of committee should be done through a merit-based system, where when you merit it, you come with the credential. But other people are saying no to that. So because of that, other people feel that I should be on Lance and Mine. But there's no degree. Well, what would you want to cheer Lance and Mine? When you look at it, other men, someone that have no knowledge on agriculture would like to be on the agriculture committee. So people who are not public policy analysts, right, or policy makers, sorry, they want to be on labor. So what guarantee you? What qualify you to?
But
be
they
on
say
that
it's a political place.
So it's a
So sometimes merit is not always the case. That's how you people say.
That's their understanding, but I feel it wrong. But yet, it's still, it is through the electoral process. People are elected based on their work. So being there, we should allow it because it called for it. So with that, people feel that they are not on the lucrative committee. Mind you, there are lucrative committee in the house.
Really?
There is.
Lucrative
there are so many
committee?
of them. Yeah, there are so many of them. I will tell you today. We have the committee Waste, Mean and Finance. It's a lucrative one.
Really?
You have 15 committees member. So when you are not on that committee, you feel that you are being trashed. You have another committee that people always feel that they should be on, rule and order. When they are not on rule and order, to buy gasoline, to distribute gasoline to our benefit, to us, right? Then something wrong somewhere. You have other committee like the LTA, Liberia Telecom Authority, right? Telecommunication Authority, right? That's another committee. So people feel that they are being elected to go down there to make money.
Which committees are you on?
I'm on labor.
Okay. You're chairing labor?
Yeah, I'm on labor. So my thing with labor.
You are on labor or you're chairing labor?
I'm chairing labor. Okay. I'm the chair of labor. I may not be the chair now. I don't know who's there because I'm not part of the majority.
I heard it's a lucrative committee too.
No, it's not a lucrative committee.
Why is a committee lucrative and the others are not lucrative?
What make labor is not a lucrative committee? People may see it as a lucrative committee because when you go to concession to speak on behalf of our people, the worker, their fundamental right, when you are bribed, when you collect that bribe, then you have money.
So they can bribe you too?
Which is wrong.
They can bribe you too?
I don't know what happened with them, but it's wrong. I'm telling you it's wrong, right?
When you say lucrative, what do you mean?
When we talk about lucrative committee, it's a committee that where people sit and feel that they can get something for their pockets.
Okay.
Lawmakers believe in their pockets.
Now who can give it to them? The ticket?
Clarence, whether they take it or they refuse it, I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. So if we go with the tendency, the mentality of getting something and trashing the interests of the citizen, right? Then we are not doing well for our people.
Representative Smo Molwa represents the people of District Number 3 in Montserrat County. Did I hear that you, Romeo Quea, Ellen Atterware, and one other person surfaced yesterday at the City Hall where the majority of your colleagues were?
You are right. You are right. So I think that's the more important thing that I'm here for.
What does that signal? What does that say? Who do you now recognize as the Speaker of the House of Representatives?
So let me say this and land on this. I think I started with the idiomatic expression, above all else, the people. I was elected by the people of District Number 3 to do a piece of work or to execute a job for them. So my duty is I pay that allegiance to the people of District 3 and not no man. Okay. I'm not from, I always say this, I got no belief in the majority bloc, that tendency in the name given. I'm not part of anything, majority or minority. What I'm part of is the rule of law. I'm part of the rule of law. So if the court came out with a ruling and it's not been confronted by the people, then I'm wondering. Because we have people who are eyed for our surgery, the country, the people in Liberia. So we have the traditional leaders. We have the Christian, the Council of Churches. We have the civil society. We have gone almost 2 months. No response for any of them. But I remember in Uganda, the Speaker of the Parliament, Anita Amon, right? When the incident took place of her removal, there were people who spoke on behalf of the civil society, and she still retained the position. I'm also aware of the South African speaker, Nakula, who the civil society group went against because of corruption. And today, she is out of the position. I'm also aware of Julie Gaya from Kenya, who again, the civil society and other group went against. And today, the speaker is out. So coming back to the point, in Liberia, I'm aware of our case. We have the issue of Kofa and that of Richikun. But I don't want to give credence to supporting a specific person. I think it's about time that the government have come up with a side. It's glaring. We can see that the government is supporting this person. Since the government is supporting this person, we have gone almost a month. There haven't been a response from the Liberia Council of Churches. In other cases, they came out loud and spoke. The traditional leader of this country, they have said nothing. Civil society group has said nothing. Only a few protesters that went to Capitol building to protest. So, it tells me that silent means concern. They are silent. The silence of our people prove that they support the agenda of this government. Because they support the agenda of this government, my issue is not to go against the government. My issue is support the agenda of this government and to help improve the life of our people.
Who do you recognize as Speaker of the House of Representatives?
I recognize whosoever the president of this country recognized as the Speaker.
Who is the president?
Whosoever, you may be aware of the person.
I'm not there. I'm not in the house.
So, whosoever the government recognized as the Speaker, I'm there to do my work, and I still remain firm with the issue of the rule of law. Despite I'm there to work along with whosoever I'm working with. But remember, President will live on.
Do you still recognize Fonati Kofa as Speaker of the House of Representatives?
If Fonati Kofa was the Speaker of the House of Representatives, then he should have been in conformity with the President of the Republic of Liberia. But he's not there.
So if in your words, he is not in conformity, who do you recognize as the Speaker?
The one who the President recognized.
Who is he?
Look, Clarence.
You know all your colleagues by name, small. I mean, why are you?
Clarence.
Why are you not bold? The people of District 3, I think they know you to be a bold guy.
Yeah, but they listen to me calling the name. Why do you want me to drag the name over and over again?
Can you please call? Let me hear it too.
Who is the Speaker? The President Speaker with the 43 member of the House.
You tell us.
Richard Kuhn. Okay. Richard Kuhn is the Speaker now. Okay. Whether we elect it or leave it, Richard Kuhn is the Speaker. That's the one the President accepts.
How are you? So you still standing by the rule of law? You think so?
You know how the rule of law protect me?
Let me hear you.
So when we are in the House, when we are voting, you either in favor of, you against, or you abstain. But you are still part of the process. So I'm not in favor of going against the rule of law or our Constitution. Because our Constitution calls for election. Right? And even the rule we have that guide us calls for an election. So without a proper election, I still remain firm with the rule of law, but I'm there to do my job in the interest of the Liberian people.
So at this point, we are confused. If you're still standing by the rule of law, why don't you just stay away? Because a lot of you have said the manner in which Kun became speaker, the process, it undermines your own standing rule, and it undermines the constitution. The process was not done correctly. Are you joining them now because, in your opinion, the traditional council is silent, the civil society is silent, the other people are silent? Where is that self-conviction, Smo?
So let me say this. If we were to, let's take for example, we'll use this example. Mm-hmm. If we were to play the game with Equatorial Guinea and we're flopped 5-0, will you say that you are not a Liberian?
You think that analogy fit into this one?
Will you deny that you are not a Liberian?
They beat Liberia 10-0, say you.
So the analogy that I given here, I'm telling you that I'm a lawmaker. My duty, I was elected to make law. My duty is to represent my people.
Your people. Now, do you
whether they abide by the rule of law or they are against the rule of law, I have stated my issue. But I should continue my work.
Okay. At this point, Representative Moluba, do you have any advice for Fonati Kofa?
My advice is that he should remain firm with the rule of law. He should not resign. That's my advice. He should stand by the rule of law.
But the man don't have to resign anymore. As far as you're concerned, the man not speaker again. Why you want to resign? You recognize Richard Kun, the man not speaker again. But you said the man must stand by the rule of law, but you move from behind the man. Small.
No. I say the man should stand by the rule of law, go into session, and let me tell you, the rest of the team will be to session on Tuesday.
Really?
We will be in session on Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah. So the issue of who going first or who coming last, if I were to come on Tuesday, but I'm there today, we will still be there.
You're sounding like more people will go on Tuesday because Romeo Koya said our friend coming.
Rest assured, the rest of the team will be there on Tuesday.
You'll join your majority college.
Yeah. We will join them, but we'll join them under one umbrella with the rule of law.
I don't know why you call rule of law in this case, though. Because Fonati still pursuing the case, and you still calling Fonati to stand firm, but at the same time, you're going to Richard Kun, you recognize as speaker, but you still talking about rule of law. Yeah, you're confusing me. Maybe you need to educate me small.
Yeah, let me tell you this. Going to session, that's one.
Okay.
I'm going to form part of the session to do my job.
Okay.
So to recognize one person as a speaker, it means you will call them speaker during the session.
You think Councillor Kofa should join you
also? If I come in, so if I continue to call you presiding and not speaker, it means that I'm not in line with your speakership.
No, but you publicly recognize the man as speaker.
I said that's the side of the government.
The news will carry
I said that's the side of the government. You asked me. I said that's the side of the government. Whosoever the government recognizes as speaker, I'm there to do my piece of job.
Oh, so you spoke in context. So it means that at this stage, you have not recognized Richard Kun as a speaker yet, but instead he's a presiding. Am I correct?
Richard Kun is recognized by the government, and I'm making it clear here, whosoever the government recognizes to push the agenda as the speaker of this country, I'm going there to do my job.
Okay.
As a member of the 55th
Thank you.
Legislature.
Representative Small Molba of District 3, Montserrado, is here as our guest. Let's take calls now on 0777 700-995-555-026-995. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. This should be Councillor Augustine too.
My name is J. Augustine too, Councillor of Law.
Yeah, Councillor, let's hear you.
Clarence, listen to your guest in the studio. I'm deeply sorry. Our country is in trouble. Our country is in serious. So if the president complains because the complaint you are doing it, what kind of trouble we in? If that lady has any thing to say. You want to talk about that radio there? It's a disgrace to himself and people present.
Okay, Councillor, let's hear you too. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's so many people. They don't get the brother. They say you are the example. Sometimes the problem is not someone. They give you information. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. Let's hear you too. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Da Plato, and I call you from the old road. I extend greeting to your studio guest.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say this to him. To present yourself inconsistent and to be subjunctive. Government is not objective. We are following the show. It's not objective. To be subjunctive is to demonstrate to the people of district number 3 and to advertise to the Republic of Liberia that he is not competent, that he has not understood the reason for which the good people of district number 3 put him there. He must be definite. Clarence, I am supporting this, sir. I am convinced that these are the necessary blah, 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 blah. I think it is time that I take this action. But to be daily dying and jumping and hopping with what is to be strengthened and said. Part of the reason, Clarence, that these guys are suffering. I monitor you this morning, you talk to Kuya. The reason why you see they are galloping and whooping all around the place is number one error all of them making is the refusal to go back to the people who suffer under the rain and the sun and the darkness to vote them. Even if your people in that number will say, don't go this side, go this side, but you know the side they're going to go is not your side. In the end, when you decide to act, you will say on the behalf of my people.
Okay, sir. Let's take another call. Hello?
Clarence, Grisby, I don't know how your station will keep going off, but are you hearing me?
Master Grisby, we are now off. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Thank you. So, Tumo is a very fine gentleman. We attended the AMU University together. I'm very proud of him. You realize that I told you years ago, weeks ago when we spoke, last year, almost a year ago now, that the speaker situation is both political and legal. The legal component is the fact that you remove the speaker, you want issues and such as that. But the politics is that the people of District Number 3 want to hear their lawmaker on the floor. They want to see him representing their aspirations, discussing the budget. And this political camatos in the legislature are deprived to more of that, that privilege. So he wants to get back on the floor. He wants to speak for his people. He wants to make sure things, work for the people of District 3. But at the same time, he wants to make sure his alliance and his sub-party with the rule of law is still protected. So that's a conflict. He needs to decide whether he wants to remain on the legal side or wants to be the politician he is to represent the aspiration of the people and get re-elected in 2029. That decision will be his to make. So, Suma, I respect you a lot. You're a fine gentleman. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, let's take other calls right here. Right here. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Jati. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to your studio guest. Governor is money. I need to go.
Yes, it
And
good.
if you have to, let me thank you for acknowledging Rachel Nambu as a speaker. Because he didn't want representation. The one is, but let me tell you, Mr. Jati, Konati Koba is using battle. They all lose the relevant. It is people that say they are passing, let them uphold the rule of God. The poor now are passing you. Because the poor now recognize you now. Why are you forcing your district to be your grandpa? The voting you have represented. Being a speaker, it was a privilege to be. If this was legal battle, but now you win. But this is political. Why you can't lead them? You are a band, you display yourself, you look for it.
Okay, thank you. Oh, wow. Difficulty call back. Sorry, my hand touched the wrong button. Hello? Hello? The line is bad. Let me talk to you. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Clarence. This is Johansson F. Where?
All right, Johansson.
Okay. Clarence, your studio guests, let me say good morning to your studio guests, Momorba. But few things, I'd like to, someone need to understand. It is not the executive that elects speaker for them, right? They have their own process, bureaucracies to go through. A reason. You go through your process and the majority takes win. If you are joining them, be very clear. Your people elected you, they did not say you will go for Kofa with the executive, and the executive will be in a no is similar thing that they did. So it was not the executive that gave me speaker to say the president recognized the person, so I'm going there. It's your contract.
Okay, thank you. Let me take another here. Hello.
Good morning, Bishop. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you. This is E. Jipley Niswa, and let me say good morning to your studio guests and listeners.
Okay, Jipley.
You see, Bishop, for the initial stage of this saga, I've said 3 things. Former Speaker Kofa makes 3 major steps. Number 1 is diplomatic circle. We have the strength of negotiation. He made that. And number 2 is the political circle, and before you can go to legal. And I said at the end of it, when he made the diplomatic cycle, I came back to him on the same video again. I told him, I said, former Speaker Kofa, the best that you can do is to go back to your colleagues. And those who were surrounding him that were making those profane languages on radio, telling him this and that, they are now breaking away, going back. So I need to tell, I'm asking all of them that call yourself minority bloc not to be going to the radio. When you were voting for Kofa, you didn't go to your constituent or your constituency to tell them that who do I vote for? You took your own decision. Why can't the radio that tell the people that the different material to go to good? It's not true.
Okay.
It's political.
Thank you, Jipley.
It's political in making decisions. It's a minority.
Thank you. We'll take the second to the last, and our last caller will be a female caller. Then we can move on. Hello.
David Koti, my name.
Mr. Koti, let's hear you.
I want to say many thanks to the Honorable in studio. You are wise, you are sound, you are intelligent, and you are competent. I'm not going to be one of those insulting you because you made a good decision. And I want to urge all of those in the minority bloc.
And I actually slipped out of that. Some of the choice of words of Councillor Toll, I should have brought it to order. It slipped out of me, and then later on I caught myself, but he was gone.
Yeah. But you can still correct him. You can't do that. You are a councillor at law to insult an honorable man that was elected by his people. Over 50 to 60,000 people. Councillor Toll, you need to call back and apologize. That is very wrong, especially a councillor at law.
Thank you,
David. Thank you for your decision to do what you did. And I'm urging all of those in the minority bloc to do the right thing so that this country can move forward. We can't keep on playing games here. You are right. You took a good decision. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I missed out on that. Normally, we like exchanges here on our shows, but languages are things that we don't joke with here because we want to keep it safer because we believe civility matters. You know, I missed out on that one. I should have brought Councillor to order to say, hey, Councillor, wait a minute. There are certain things you don't say yet. We're taking our final caller to go back to Representative Small Molba. The callers are divided. Some people think he did exceptionally well. Some people think he was not as bold as they thought he would have been. We're trying to get our final caller. Can we get his caller yet? The final. Hello? Hello, yeah? Good morning, Tammy. You know what I mean?
Yes, am I okay now?
Yeah, you are. Definitely are.
Thank you. Happy New Year to the OKMM family. My name is Prince Myers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me respectfully disagree with you on this one. We all former speaker.
Okay.
No, people you're supposed to say, hey, wait a minute, Kofa is a former speaker. No, that's the reason why you're asking the first lawmaker before your first guest who is recognized as a speaker. You couldn't answer the question. You
Okay. Let me take the final call. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Jackson.
Good
My
morning.
name is Mama Sikaba. Thank you for the maturity displayed this morning, especially after realizing your mistake. But for someone to say Honorable Small Mobile is a disgrace, it is unfortunate. The disgrace here is the executive that has been a great disgrace to democracy. What do you expect Honorable Small to do? Should he sit and be marginalized by the government continuously? Should he not represent his people? Well, at this point, whatever decision these guys make, we blame the executive. It is the president that should take responsibility for violating our law, for disregarding the Supreme Court ruling, for continuously abrogating our law. So Honorable Mobile is not a disgrace. Instead, the executive is the disgrace, and let men up and let them know that they are the biggest disgrace to our democracy.
Okay,
Thank you
Mama.
so very much.
Thank you. We go back to Representative Moloba. We're not taking any guests. You heard them? Let's hear you.
All right. I think the only person I would like to make reference to would be the counselor. And let me say this. I'm a policy maker. I did my master in public policy, and he's a lawyer. We have two different things here. Although we align with each other at a certain point in time. But for the honorable man to use such a word,
we gone that over.
I think it was wrong.
Yeah.
And I think I shows that he's a novice to decency and maturity. I will tell him that. But I would say in general to the Liberian people, I'm there to do my job, and at every time I consult my people on a daily basis. They are informed on the decision we make, the side we take. And I think it's in the interest of not just our district, but the people of Liberia at large. So we will keep being there to do our work. I'm not going to listen to those propagandistic statements, but we are here to do our work, and we'll continue doing our work in the interest of the Liberian people. Thank you, and God bless you.
Anything to your district residents you want to say finally?
I'm with the district resident. Just yesterday we had a meeting, and I would tell the people of district number 3. I think we have things that we all look up to. We look up to policy. Our issue is not politics, so don't get confused with the politics that we are going through. We look at policy, we look at development, and we look at the common goal for our citizens. Thank you.
Okay, he'd like to say thank you. Thanks to all of you, man. This was the Tuesday, January 7th edition of the OK Morning Rush. Thanks to all of you for listening. We'll be back here tomorrow with the edition. Representative Smo Moluba tells us next week more of their colleagues will join. I think they have decided to just bring this thing to bed. Let them move on. Let the legislative work move on. At the same time, he said Volunteer Kofa should not resign. I don't know. Speaker in Bible, Speaker Kofa is in Ghana. I don't know when he comes back to the country what's going to happen, since like 4 of his other colleagues have left and they are gone on the other side. The politics is playing, and it's playing at every level. My name is Piso. Bye-bye.